Hi, I'm Sorax from an atrocious little channel with no prospects called Sorax Space. I tend to waste my life doing video game reviews that only I find funny, and sometimes even I don't. Think AVGN, just a lot worse and devoid of talent. Subscribe today. But for now, let's get nostalgic with Resident Evil 4.
I know what you're thinking, Resident Evil 4 ain't that old, Sorax. Well, it came out for the Nintendo GameCube in January 2005, and if my maths teacher taught me anything, that's like 40 years ago. So it is getting on a bit now, and I do have a strong sense of nostalgia for it. The first Resident Evil game I played was Resi 3, which I really enjoyed. So in 2006, after seeing the fourth game with a 10 out of 10 rating slapped on the steelbook cover of the PS2 port, with an exclusive making of DVD, this very copy in fact, I decided to make the purchase. And boy was I glad I did. Playing as Leon S. Kennedy from Resi 2, the President's daughter, Ashley, has been kidnapped, and you aren't fighting off the traditional slow zombie, but hordes of enemies ridden with a parasite called Las Plagas, which results in them being a bit closer on the human to zombie scale, which I just invented now. My personal position on this scale will not be disclosed for personal brains. Give me brains. The footage you're seeing now is the PS4 remaster, and playing brought a flood of fond memories. The bagged up chainsaw guy is a terrifying classic, and the feelings when you get headshots are more satisfying than my love life. And I'm a guy that spends his free time playing Mega Drive games on original hardware, so as you can imagine, my love life is pretty damn spicy. Resident Evil 4 is almost not a Resident Evil game. Virtually all of the old formula has been slung in the bin. Don't get me wrong, I like the previous Resident Evils, but this is both very different and very brilliant. It feels like an action RPG, but gorier. A bit like The Last of Us, but obviously long before it. Resident Evil 4 arguably paved the way for such games by pioneering the over-the-shoulder third-person perspective. It creates effective immersion, bringing you both physically and emotionally closer to the action. The iconic red line aiming system, boss fights, puzzles, quick time events, weapons that progressively pack more firepower, and the upgrades that make you want to keep playing to max them all out. It's a perfect concoction that leaves you hooked. And it still has dialogue so bad it's good, just to remind you that you're playing Resident Evil.
I've sent my right hand to dispose of you.
Your right hand comes off?
And the merchant himself with his humorously limited vocabulary. Legend. What are you buying?
What are you buying? What are you selling? Is that all, stranger?
Oh, the save theme music. The nostalgia warms the place where my heart used to be. Those damn snakes were annoying though. Who's going around boxing snakes up? I learned all the Spanish I know from this game, which is why Spain had banned me from entering their country. What I remember them saying though isn't accurate to what it's supposed to be. Mordi Esquivel. It's also Resi 4 lore that you have to satisfyingly force your boot for every door. The replay value here is top drawer. The story takes about 25 hours, then you unlock professional difficulty, and there are minigames. And you unlock mercenaries mode when you complete the game. I unlocked everything back then and loved every minute. And on the PS2 port you got Separate Ways, which is a whole new story mode where you play as Ada, another Ada side mission, and more costumes to unlock. Yes, many hours of unlockable content, not paid DLC. This is real gaming, kids, when the only flossing you did was with your teeth. I loved Resi 4, in fact I loved it so much that back when Sorax was a formally dressed baby, he made this very inlay for the protective cover of his PSP. And it's still in there, even though it's been stored away for many years and is beginning to resemble a zombie itself. I've got Resi 4 for the PS2, GameCube, Wii, PS3 and PS4. 5 times. Same game. I would have it on a Switch too, but I ain't paying no 30 quid. So no, I won't
Buy it at a high price.
If you haven't played Resident Evil 4, I highly suggest you do and play to the end and beyond. Even if it is Resident Evil in name only, it truly is a masterpiece and one of my favourite games of all time.